Morning children, this is chapter 2 wind, post midterm syllabus. I will be giving you from midterm as well, because post midterm syllabus you have only 2 chapters, that is Ranga's marriage and wind. So I have already mentioned in the syllabus that from midterm also some chapters I will be giving. I will tell you which chapter I will give. So this chapter I have done, but I am revising this chapter. So wind is written by Subramanya Bharati. Okay, so let's move on to the center idea of the poem. What is the idea of the poem? The poem is derived from poet's observation and devotion. He sees the effects of the wind in a general and stormy weather. He also praises the wind god. We are able to appreciate the keenness of the poet's vision and his unique thought process about something as apparently simple as wind. The poet suggests everyone to be strong physically and mentally. Wind here is the symbol of difficulties or obstacles humans have to face for their survival. People with strong physics and good mental health will be to stand and face odd or obstacles of life. So wind is observation of devotion. Okay, the poet sees wind as a obstacles in life, okay, which we have to face it. Wind makes a strong person more strong mentally and physically, and wind weaker person it makes weak. Okay, so here wind is personified here in the poem. Personified means to make it as a human being. Okay, wind symbolizes us as a human who gives us challenges in life. Okay, because wind are associated with strong force of air, so it can break shutters, windows. Okay, so likewise wind has been personified. It can as a challenges in our life which can break us or which can make us. So let's move on. Explanation of the poem. Stanza 1. Wind, come softly, don't break the shutters of the windows, do not scatter the papers, do not throw down the books on the shelf. Shutters means hinge panel used to close open window. Scatter means throw in different direction. Softly means slowly. So the author is telling us the wind to come gently, okay, softly, so that it does not break shutters, windows, scatter papers or books. Means the poet makes request to the wind, asking it not to blow so strongly that it breaks down the shutters of windows as a separate man from stormy environment outside. So he's asking the wind for protection. He asks the wind not to scatter the paper in his room or to throw down the books with its force. So this is what he is requesting wind, okay, to come softly, not to throw away, break his window, not to scatter the paper or the books, as well as only the window and the wall separate man from the stormy environment. Okay. Now stanza 2. There looks what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought the rain again. So here poet accuses, okay, blames the wind of blowing too strongly and creating mess in his room by throwing the books from the shelves, turning the pages. He sees outside and tells the wind that it has brought rain again. So wind also brings cloud and rain. Now stanza 3. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling woods, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushed them all. So stanza 3. Here, see here, poking means making fun. Okay, weakling means weak bodies or person. Frail means weak. Crumbling means to destroy or breaking. Rafter means strong beam supporting the roof. रूफ को जो सपोर्ट करता है पिलर जैसा, उसे कहते हैं राफ्टर. विंड गॉड मीन्स इट इज सिंबॉलिक ऑफ अ काइंड ऑफ अ विंड का भगवान. विनो मीन्स सेपरेट्स वीक फ्रॉम स्ट्रॉन्ग. सो हियर in stanza 3, now the poet speaks in a subdued tone, saying that it makes mischief whenever it encounters anyone. So wind, whenever it goes in any geographical location, it continue to havoc people's life, okay, and mild to protest against his action. It tears down doors, rafters, and even entire wood houses altogether. As you can see, wind is so strong in force. So in stanza 3, poets speak in subdued tone, wind, saying that it makes mischief whenever it encounters anyone who is too meek, humble, and mild to protest against his action. It tears down rafters and even entire wooden houses altogether, leaving people without shelter from the harsh world outside. This is an idiom implying that the troubles we face in life came as suddenly as the wind and also leaves suddenly. As the poet says, the wind can tear down weak bodies and fragile hearts. That is difficult in life can lead to a loss of hope as well as a loss of life. Thus it is all up to the wind god, says the poet. So wind, sometimes wind has been personified here as the challenges in life come suddenly and goes away suddenly, and it can break weak people losing hope. But if the people is strong, or a person is strong mentally, physically, it can also bring back the hope and face the challenges strongly. But sometimes challenges are so harsh that like wind uproots the whole house, leaving the person vulnerable to the environment, okay. Likewise, challenges are so sometimes it breaks from within, but we should not never lose hope, okay. We should always pray to God like that. Stanza 4, he won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes, let's join the doors firmly, practice to firm the body, make the heart steadfast. Do this and the wind will be friend with us. So the poet now speaks to the readers, saying that the wind does not listen to anybody and its actions are governed by it alone. To escape its harmful effect, we should build our homes on a strong foundation and ensure that their doors cannot be easily penetrated, access to by the wind. Also, we must train our bodies and our hearts to combat and resist the ill effect of the wind. If we are able to do this, then we will no longer consider the wind as enemy. Instead, the wind will invite us to become its friend. This is an idiom meaning that if we make our character strong, we will be able to combat any troubles easily. However, if our character is weak, the trouble will create problem for us. So, directly now the poet tells the reader or speaks to the reader, saying that that the wind does not listen to anybody. It just comes whenever it wants, and it leave a harmful effect on homes. Likewise, challenges does not come asking permission. Challenges in our life comes anytime, okay. Also keeping affecting us. Likewise, we have wind. For the wind, strong wind, we have to make our home, the foundation strong, and so that the wind does not uproots our house. Likewise, for challenges in life, we have to make ourselves strong mentally, physically, by building a strong character, okay, of ourselves, and not getting weak, okay. Instead, we have to make the wind our friend, okay, so that it makes us stronger and stronger. Likewise, so here the poet describes the wind both had effect and good effect, okay, bad effect and good effect. The bad effect is that it can blow out a weak fire. However, the fire is burning strongly, then the wind will make it burn fiercer. So if we are strong from within, it will make us stronger, okay, if the challenges in life. But if we are weak from within, the wind is personified as human, so the challenges will make us weaker. Okay, if we are weak, so we should take it as a good friend, okay, the wind, so that it gives us strength. So the idiom is that the trouble that we face in life will strengthen us if our characters are stronger. However, we will be seriously affected by the troubles if our characters are weak. He says that we should sing out devotion to the wind god on a daily basis, meaning that we should have